Hello Dicers, welcome back to Dice Decides. So this is the story of how I traveled from London, UK to Spain. Cause yeah, I'm in Spain now. So let's just start off with where it all began. So I took the first train to London Victoria, and then I didn't really have a plan, like what to take next. I knew I didn't want to take a plane, so I was just like, all right, let me figure out how to get to France. So I just tried to look for different things, but I couldn't really find any trains that went to France, at least at that time. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll just go in the general direction. So I just took a train to Canterbury. Yeah, I was in a town called Canterbury for the first time. I didn't really know what else to take from there, so I was just walking around in the town a bit. I saw some local people there, and I figured, well, I'd ask them where the bus station is, because there were no trains going to Dover, which is the town you want to go to if you want to take a ferry to France. So I asked some locals, you know, gotta talk to the locals. It helps. So I asked them, are you guys local? I was like, yeah. And I asked about where I should go for a bus station, and they directed me throughout the town to go over there, take a right when you get to Burger King, and yeah, I found the bus station pretty easily. I saw a sign as well. So I waited for the bus to Dover. There were like signs that said which bus goes where, and so yeah, I took a bus to Dover, and I went over to the ferry place, and everything seemed closed because it was kind of late already. So I was like, well, great, what do I do now? So I walked around, and it seemed like all the hotels were closed. It's like, oh my god. How does one travel during a pandemic? Everything's closed. I was like, am I gonna have to sleep on the street? So I was just like walking around a bit, and I don't think it was a cop, some kind of security guy was walking around. I think maybe it was a cop. He was like, is everything okay? I was like, I'm trying to find a hotel. And he's like, most places are closed, I think he said. And then he directed me to the train station. And so I went there, and I met these cool taxi guys. They started talking to me, and they helped me a lot because they knew where the only hotel that was open was. So the taxi guy drove me there, and so I stayed in a hotel in Dover, and then the next day, or that night actually, he told me that you have to take a COVID test if you want to go to France. And so that's what I had to figure out how to do. So the taxi guy, he was really helpful. I love that taxi guy. He gave me a number to call for the COVID test. So I called that number, I paid for the COVID test, which was 170 euros. What a scam. Apparently people could get it for free before that. I don't get it. I had to pay 170 for a test. So yeah, I paid for that online. I talked to this lady, I paid for it online, and I had to go to the town called Sandwich. So that's where I went. That's where I took the train to the next day, after I slept in the hotel. So I woke up in the morning, took the train to Sandwich. I met those taxi guys on the way again, and it was cool, it was nice. Really love the town Sandwich, really cozy town. So yeah, I had to take the COVID test there. This lady made me take like a swab, like go inside your mouth and like, you know, move it around a bit, get some saliva. I'm glad I didn't have to do the nose thing. Disgusting. But so I did that, and there was some kind of French guy there also trying to communicate with the lady. She didn't really understand French and he didn't understand English. It was so weird, but I'm sure he figured it out. She was like, wait, do you speak French? I'm like, no, I'm just going to France. I don't actually speak French. It was funny. But yeah, I took that. Was walking around and sandwiched a bit. And yeah, after that, I had to wait like 24 or 12 hours. I had to wait a lot of hours to get the results back. So I had to sleep another night at a hotel in Dover. This is not cheap travel, okay? So I had to spend another night. I tried to find an Airbnb, but the government in UK is like, no Airbnb is allowed. So that's what the Airbnb guy said. I'm not allowed to host anyone. But they still have an ad up in Airbnb for some reason. I don't know. I wanted to stay in Sandwich, but it's illegal apparently. Freaking Rona. Stayed another night in Dover, and then I got the results back. I tested negative. I am not sick with COVID, okay? I am healthy. So I got that, and then the taxi guy said, well, you can't go on the ferry on foot. You can't do it on foot. You can only do it if you have a car or a bike. So I had to get a bike. I bought a bike for this, okay? The taxi guy helped me buy a bike. He found an ad for me. He's so cool. I love that taxi guy. He found a Facebook ad, and we went over to this lady, and I bought a bike for 50 euros. And so that was the funniest thing. We wrapped my luggage around behind the seat of the bike, and I was just pushing the bike. It's fine to do that. I took the ferry by pushing the bike. It's the longest journey. And so I went on the ferry. Okay guys, I am on a ferry leaving UK. Goodbye UK. What a nice sunset. Just left with the ferry. Going to France. Can't wait. France is so exciting. I'm just excited to travel. I'm so excited. This is why I love travel. It's just so many new experiences, and that's what life is all about. Look at that, guys. Look at that reflection. This is so nice. I don't often go on ferries. I can't remember the last ferry I went on, honestly. It's crazy. This is why I chose to not take a plane. It's so much more fun to travel like this. Heck yeah. Only cost me like 40 euros, the ferry itself, and I went to Dunkirk, the town in France. But the ferry didn't actually go directly to Dunkirk like I thought it would. It went right in between Dunkirk and Calais, so it was like such a weird in-between spot. And so I was just walking on this empty road with a bike, and it took me forever. I was like, what is happening? Where am I? There was no one there, no cars almost. It started hailing. It started freaking hailing on me. It was dark. It was a weird time. So I was just pushing this bike around until I was like, I don't need this bike anymore. I really don't. So I just left it somewhere. And then I talked to these guys who were like checking lorries, checking products or something. And they were French guys. Yeah, I was already in France. It was really cool. I liked hearing the French language, them just talking around between each other, and yeah, they helped me. They called a taxi for me because I didn't have a phone number I could use in France. So they helped me get a taxi, which again wasn't cheap. And so I took a taxi to Dunkirk, which was the closest town, and again I stayed at a hotel there. And so the next day I took a train from Dunkirk to Lille, I think it's how it's pronounced, Lille, and from Lille to Valence. It's like way down south of France. And so I stayed in Valence, but I didn't calculate something correctly. Apparently Valence has 2 train stations. So the train station I arrived to was kind of like a bit further away from the town. And so the Airbnb I was supposed to stay at, I told that person I was supposed to be there at like 9 p.m. I think it was. And since I didn't know the train station was far away from the town, I got there a bit late because I had to take another train from the close station to Valence, the actual city. And so I was there really late. It was like 9:40 when I got there with an Uber. And that was it. The person at the Airbnb didn't respond. We tried calling her, and that was it. I was like, well, now what? I lost my money to the Airbnb, couldn't even stay there. And so luckily, the Uber driver actually had a friend who owned a hotel or worked at a hotel. And yeah, I got to stay there. It's a pretty cheap hotel actually. And yeah, that was nice. I was really lucky. I talked to this Uber driver, really cool driver. Thanks, man. And yeah, so I stayed there. So the next day, so I'm in Valence right now in France. Look at this. Such a nice spot. Got a whole like mountain and nice French flags over there. And yeah, I like this town. It's like kind of mid-France. Just chilling out. It's a very nice day. Still morning. I love to travel, guys. I took 2 trains to Valencia, which is where I am right now. First train went to Barcelona, and then the next one came here. And so here I am in Valencia, Spain. It's a nice town, it's really warm. I like it here, I really do. So I live here right now. And my whole journey cost me 1,117 euros. I did the math. I was also with like food expenses and everything. I didn't want to stay in so many hotels, but UK didn't give me a choice, and France, it was difficult. I don't know, just turned out this way. And yeah, I didn't want to spend this much, but it was worth it. I enjoyed my journey. It comes to show you that if you commit, it is possible to travel, even during a pandemic. You can do it if you have the money, of course. And yeah, talk to locals. Don't be afraid to talk to locals, because they know where to direct you and stuff. Just another day, you know. I'm at the beach, chilling out. Oh man, you guys missed the sunset. Should have come here earlier. How could you miss the sunset? It was really good. It was such a gorgeous sunset. Should have seen it. Now it's just leftovers. Just kidding, it's sunrise. Can never tell, right? Yeah, I'm waiting for the sunrise. It's gonna be epic. There it is. Peeking now through the clouds. The giver of life. That's it, guys. It's a new day. I love sunrises. Whenever I can see one, so worth it. Every time. It's just the best start to the day. It really is. There it is. Shining bright already. Beautiful. So, yeah. That was the story of how I came to Spain from UK, and yeah, I am happy here. I'm really happy. So nice. I miss the warmth. I miss the palm trees, and yeah, here we are. It's a new chapter in Spain. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoy this little video of how I got to Spain, and that's about it. So yeah, remember to gently tap on the like button and ring that bell so you don't miss an upload. And thanks for watching, Dicers. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you next time.